Good afternoon. I'm Dara Bunjon. I'm the food enthusiast here at J More Living. I'm a food writer, food stylist, PR maven, and a frustrated baker. Those of you joining us live, drop your comments and questions for my guests or myself into the comment box, and you'll see me turn my head from time to time. Today's guest is Chef Wesly Jean Simon. Wesley is the owner of Djon Djon and Market Bar in Brooklyn. Born in Haiti, has Wesley's journey into the culinary world started in his grandmother's kitchen. Through every plate, Chef Wesly continues to honor his Haitian heritage while nurturing a new generation of food lovers. I don't know much about Haitian cuisine, so I'm food curious. Hope you are as well. Let's bring in Wesley.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Wesly Jean Simon, chef and owner of Djon Djon restaurant and our market bar. Um, and I love to cook.
Well, that's great. Welcome to the show. Um,
Thanks for having me.
Other than the show today, what else is on your schedule?
Tomorrow I have an episode. I'm a judge on Big Bobby Flay. That's my fifth time, and I'm supposed to be competing with Bobby sometimes this year. So he's excited to get me on the floor.
Okay, so you're battling him.
Yes, and
On,
but tomorrow I'm judging tomorrow. I'm
oh, you're
battling him
judging.
later on this year.
Well, I know this that you've judged before. Am I correct?
Yes, I judged before.
Right. Okay. Um, Tell me about your family table in Haiti.
Well, I grew up in a basically all woman household. I'm the only son, I'm the youngest one, so I have no choice to learn how to cook. Um, but Sundays was the biggest thing in our house, Sunday dinner. You cannot miss a Sunday dinner in my house. And I remember at the age of 6, my mom had sitting next to her, like, doing things, cutting this, doing prep with her. By the time I turned 8, I already knew how to cook a full Sunday dinner. I remember being pissed all the time because she forcing me to learn how to cook. She forcing me sitting to her, next to her in the kitchen. And came to find out she was giving me a tool to actually live my life.
That's great. That's great. Um, I know that there's certain aromas that take me back to my mother's kitchen that I enjoy and relish. And every Friday night, she did a Shabbat dinner. Not that, we were Reformed Jewish,
Yes,
but
yes.
that was her thing. And her roasting a K-pot and the smell of chicken soup. I make
Yes,
chicken
yes,
soup here or chicken cooking. I might not want to eat the chicken, but the aroma
yes.
is
It'll bring you
so
back.
right. I remember being in Paris and in the markets early in the morning, and they had the rotisserie chickens, and I was salivating. What flavors or dishes take you back?
Oh, um, well, let me tell you a short story about flavors and smell that they're killing me in my own building because I live in Flatbush now, and I used to live in Crown Heights, mostly a Jewish community, and it was very hard to find Haitian food in that area unless you go to Flatbush area. And I remember getting an apartment in Flatbush. I was so excited when I get out of the house, I can walk into any place and get some ethnic food. That was the main reason why I moved to Flatbush. Now I live like in a 12-unit building, and there's like 4 Haitian family in there. And on Sundays, they will wake me up with prep with different type of food. Like I will wake up and be like, okay, today they're making tea and sauce. And the next Sunday, I'm like, nope, they're making goat today. Like I can smell the aroma. And one day I remember I felt like walking to her door and knock on her door and be like, "Hey, where's my plate?" So that's how much back, like, living in Flatbush, being around the Haitian community brings me back to Haiti and brings me back to my culture and
Is
Sunday
the
dinner.
area you're in predominantly um, Haitian or a large Haitian conclave?
It's a predominantly Haitian because like Little Caribbean, Little Haiti, I actually lives in Little Haiti. So that's like my thing. Like I could get out and be like, okay, I can have any type of Haitian food right now, any dish, anytime. So that's make me very happy. I could do the same thing with all the other islands in the area. So it's actually, I don't see myself moving out of Brooklyn because I love food so much.
That's great. Well, I love food too. That's why I'm here. When did you move to New York, and do you often go back to Haiti? Is there still family there?
Um, I moved to I moved to New Jersey when I was a kid, about 14, when I was 14. So I've been in the US about 30 years or so, 31 years. I moved to New York about 10 years ago from Jersey. Um, I do go to Haiti a lot. I was in Haiti 2.5 months ago. I went to the north, even though what's going on in Haiti in the capital right now. But the north is pretty safe. The south is pretty safe. So I flew out to the north for a holiday. I spent 3 weeks there. So, and one thing when I go to Haiti, I like going to people's houses, like in the rural area, and let them cook for me. Then I'll cook for them. In some parts of the world in Haiti, they don't know men know how to cook. It's always a woman thing. Men don't go in the kitchen. So it's like
Oh,
I love surprising them, going in the kitchen and do something.
that's interesting. My guest last week came from a single parent home, mother, sisters, and just him. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that the family table and being taught about food was very important. Tell us about your culinary journey to New York. When I say that, you didn't come in to be a chef immediately. I know that you worked front of the house for what chain was it? I can't remember.
TGI Friday. I worked for TGI Friday as a manager in front of the house. I did,
Right.
yes, I
So
did
it's
4 years doing that,
yeah.
but came from the
So
kitchen.
oh, you came from the kitchen to be front of the
Yes,
house. Okay.
because the way they train you as management in those certain type of company, which is great. If you already know the kitchen down pat, like I was a line cook, I was a supervisor, they'll bring you front of the house so you can get the whole scope of the business itself. So they had to teach me front of the house, all the departments in front of the house. Then I made it back to kitchen manager again. So going back to kitchen manager is like I'm in my niche, so I don't have to work that hard no more because I know this like the back of my hand.
But it
So
gave you a good background for going in and opening your own
of course.
restaurant. But there were a couple stops along the way. So that's why I was curious about what your culinary journey was. You talked about Bobby Flay. How did that connect come about?
The connect with Beef Barbecue Place from the previous name that we had for the restaurant called Zami, and it's a very popular name in the Haitian culture. And what we've been doing in the Haitian community, everybody loves the food. They always stop by, and we're making a lot of noise in Brooklyn, like from the culinary aspect of food. Because I don't stick to only. I have the staple of the dish, like the griot, the tasso, the basic of Haitian um, menus, so our Haitian people can recognize this is, yes, a Haitian restaurant base. But I go further with that in the menu just to welcome everybody else that's familiar with different names. Like we do a Djon Djon paella, which is the Djon Djon is the black rice that is stable of Haitian community. But I made a paella dish out of it. So, which is like a seafood rice style. That's what people mostly know it as in the Creole industry. So to introduce it to the rest of the world, like I'll do an octopus, I'll do a braised octopus, which is pretty good. And I add up different flavor, different layers in our menu so everybody's welcome so they could get a taste of Haiti. They don't have to get introducing straight into what we're starting with, like the core of Haitian meal, but they could start with our spice and flavors first.
It's beginner's Haitian.
Yes, yes.
um, what is the biggest misconception about Haitian food, do you think?
The biggest misconception about Haitian food, I think, is what people see in the news. They're seeing war, they're seeing fight, they're seeing gangs, violence, but they don't know like when Christopher Columbus left Spain, he was looking for spice, he was looking for flavors, and he landed in Haiti. So from that, we take our spice and everything. That's what started everything in the Western atmosphere. And we have a beautiful culture. When we have in our background, we got Spanish background, we got French background, we have all type of African, West African background into our food. So when you're eating Haitian food, you're eating the world. We got tom tom from Jeremy, which is West African food from Benin. Uh, of course, we got a lot of French influence. Like the paella, we do it a different style, which is Spanish food. People don't understand and they don't get introduced because of the problem we have with tourism in Haiti. So they don't know the full length of our culture and food and what we're doing in the world. So that's what we try to do in Brooklyn. We got some other chefs too we work with. We have a network of chefs, Haitian chefs, that we talk to all the time. We got a WhatsApp uh, group that we actually discuss, what you're putting on the menu. We'll send recipes to each other and correct them, which is a beautiful thing that we're doing for our culture.
That's great. Like I said, I don't know much about Haitian cuisine. I know Taste Atlas lists Haitian cuisine as one of the top 100 cuisines, but it's down at number 67.
Uh,
So,
if you leave it to
that,
me, I'll bring it back to number at least 351. Because all I got to do is let people taste the flavor, then they'll get to know what we're doing.
right. Um, there's also, weren't there indigenous people to the island? Isn't there some indigenous food?
Yes, we got a lot of indigenous food in the island. Because basically, my mother's indigenous from where she's from in a part of the island, from Cote d'Ivoire. So when you go up there, they eat mostly from the land, and the food is totally different from what we eat. And came to realize they only add up 5 ingredients in everything they're doing, so it's so healthy. And I had to learn a few things and bring it back. And even with salad, the first item on the menu is actually named after my mother. Most people don't understand that. They think it's just a name on the menu. So I had to give the culture and give my mother some respect and love from what I'm doing in the culture.
Was that the marigot salad?
The marigold salad. No, no, the Beaujolais salad.
Oh, okay.
The Beaujolais
Well,
salad is her
I
last
thought
name is
the
Beaujolais.
Okay, hang on. I don't know why my eye is tearing at this point. It's usually my nose is running when I'm doing the show. Now my eye's tearing. Um, I said marigot salad. I must have picked it out off of your menu from Djon Djon. And
Yes.
everybody, it's DJON, DJON,
Djon Djon.
JonJohnBK.com.
Yes.
So you can
Yes.
check out the menu and how Chef Wesly has taken and lifted up the traditional Haitian cuisine and put his own little touch, like the black rice, which is Djon Djon, and made it into a paella. Let's see, I have so many things here. I learned, you come on the show,
Yes,
I
yes, you're
went
well
into
informed. You're
this.
well informed.
Right. Um, okay, so we have African, French, Spanish, the indigenous food. A spice that is known on the island, epis,
Epis.
E-P-I-S,
Epis.
epis. Tell us a bit
Epis.
about that.
Epis is a blend of herbs and we use in the island. In certain region, epis is done differently because they only work with the herbs they have on the farm. And or everywhere you go in Haiti, of course, you're gonna find Scotch bonnet pepper. It's like one of our national peppers. So we'll start with certain region they'll do it with leeks, certain region they'll do it with green onion, which is the base of epis. You go with black pepper, we go with thyme, celery in certain region. Um, Garlic, of course. It's just a blend of 17 herbs we put together, and with salt and pepper, of course, in there. And with that, it's a base, a vegan base we use. You could marinate basically everything with it, from fish to meat. And every Haitian household you go to, you're gonna find a jar of apis. We even sell it in the restaurant. People will come, like, "Do you guys have any apis?" We'll sell them the jars at the table, because it started with people asking for it. So we had to put it on the website. And Uber Eats and Grubhub, it's a big seller. So
Yeah. I have a question. Somebody's asking, what is your all-time favorite food? Can you pick one?
I can pick one, but I create menus all day. Being honest, my favorite food, I eat it mostly in Haiti. Here, I just eat. But favorite food, I'm more of a la me, which is conch person. And in Haiti, out here, when you get the conch, it's already frozen coming from the leaves. So you don't not getting it fresh. You can never find fresh conch in America. But when I go to I was in Jamaica 5 days ago, I eat raw ceviche conch. Like I went to the seafood market and I got the shelf myself. I didn't want them to take it out of the shelf. I put it in the sun myself and just do the whole process and ceviche it to serve to people in the house, and we eat it with cassava. So that's one of my favorite meals. Like I can go different way with conch. So I love working with conch.
Okay. Um, you're also the cuisine Haitian is known for the stews,
Yes.
tassat, lalo, um, and I
Legume,
think,
soup joumou, bouillon. Yes, we got a ton of stews.
okay, well, you bring up jamoul, which is the Independence Day soup, the freedom
Yes,
soup.
yes.
And can you tell us, I mean, I know that from what I read, the French were living in Haiti, they had control, that the natives were asked to make the jamu, but were not allowed to eat
Not
it.
allowed to eat it. Yes,
And so you just went through Independence Day, which is January 1st.
yes,
And I saw that part of the celebration of Independence Day and the soup jamu, which is cassava, different types of melon squashes, that part of that celebration is to share the jamu.
yes, yes.
You took it a step further. How many people did you serve jamu this year?
Uh, In-house, we did not count, being honest. But to give away, like to send to the hospital, the shelter, fire department, police department, we give away 150, 1,500 cups. We give away. I know our cups, 1,500 cups to send out. But in-house, people would just come in and get a cup and buy a cup, and they'll sit, and we give them a little bowl. So everybody that came in that day, we're not talking to you, we're serving you. It's like bringing bread to a table. We drop a cup of soup at the table for you to just taste it. So that was like, it was so well welcome in the community. And we've been doing it for 5 years now. But this year was like very special this year.
Well, I know there, like any other soup, there are different variations on the menu or the recipe.
Yes.
But what are some of the core items that make up jamu?
The core items, you got to start with the squash. Some people would add up some pumpkin and just to give it like more color and flavor. You got to have celery. Celery is like a staple in the soup shumo. Um, you got to chop up the celery, put it in a jumu. You got to boil it until it comes to a paste, so you don't have to mash it and you get more flavor out of it. So it's basically an all-day type of prep thing. The way we do it to cut down the all day, we'll blend the jumu itself and water, then we boil it. So it's a faster breakdown the way we do it in our menu, which is you get the same result anyway, and you don't have to do that long-term cooking with it. Um, you gotta have like salt, garlic, different like you have potatoes. We had navet. Some people gotta put little pieces of carrots in there. And the way they do the carrots, you don't do carrot slice. You just do brutal carrots. You just break it into different pieces, different part, different shapes, so it could get like more body into the carrots in there. It's a simple recipe, truthfully. Then some people like putting some noodles in there. Some people like putting some spaghetti in there. Different region, whatever they got. Because the way the jumu, our original soup jumu never had like spaghetti and noodles, of course, but they have different vegetable from the earth. So at that time, it was like a sing-along from what I got it. It's a sing-along. They were celebrating, and they pick out the soup jumu because they couldn't touch it as slave, and everybody already bought something. Some people took potatoes. So original soup jumu got potatoes in there too, sweet potatoes, because that's what they got it from the surrounding area. And I went to the location actually where they actually did the soup this year. I mean last year when I was on my trip to Haiti, and I wanted to recreate that, but something I was going to do it in December, but something happened, like with what happened in turmoil in Haiti, so I couldn't fly to Haiti and film the soup jumu all over again in the same location. I wanted to do that to send it out here, and I already had the camera crew ready. I had the chefs ready down there. A lot of people wanted to take part of it just to recreate it. We was going to go to the farm and pick out all the vegetables. A group go to the farm, a group go to the market, a group setting up firewood, and we was going to make the soup jumeau and drink it overnight, like they did for December 31st coming into January 1st. That's what we wanted to do. And unfortunately, we couldn't do it. But this year, whenever window I have, I'm definitely going down there and do it.
That sounds great. And I know that from what I was reading, because having you as a guest, I learned a lot more about Haitian cuisine, that it's almost, people can put a protein in there, some put in beef, some goat, some chicken, some, so,
It's whatever you want to put in there. Because the soup jumeau is basically, there's not a perfect recipe. If anybody tell you there's a perfect recipe, as long as you got celery, you got the jumeau, you got some potatoes, you could add up anything you want because it's varies per region and it's your soup, it's your recipe. However you like it, that's how you make it. That's why we trade soup on January 1st so people can taste our style of soup, our flavor, and to share and present it to each other. Like, hey, this is my gift to you. So that's why the soup, when people talking about the soup jumeau, we'll trade it just for you to taste my style. So there's really not exact science to the soup jumeau when it's come down to Haitian to make it.
well, I know part of your goal on Djon Djon is hosting cultural events and supporting the community initiatives. Food has always been the unifying force and bringing people together. The table for me, and I think for many people, if you get people around the table and share food, that is community, that is love. It's important. Are there any, would you say there are certain dishes that are more popular than others on your menu?
Well, you cannot beat the Haitian fritai, the griot, which is a fried pork with plantain, sausage, and you put some akra in it, which is earth fruit, malanga. Um, it's the state. It's basically our Haitian. Some people said it's our national dish because everywhere you go around Haiti, you can find griot. And it's something you pick pieces at with your hands, you eat with a flat plantain. When you squeeze the plantain, you put some pickles. Pickles is one of our staple too. It's a pickle cabbage, spicy pickle cabbage, when you put on top of the plantain. It's the most seller in the restaurant because most people like just being introduced into restaurant, Haitian restaurant. First thing they ask, like they told me to try the griot because I eat pork. They'll be like, try the cabbage, which is the goat. So our frita is the most seller in the restaurant.
Right. And the pickles, that's
Oh,
what you
pickles
said,
is
the pickle relish with peppers and cabbage, right?
yes, yes.
Right.
With lime juice and vinegar. I remember 3 episodes ago we did Bobby Flay. He actually challenged a Haitian chef. And people think those shows are rigged. It's not rigged. Bobby can actually cook. So they put you in a green room. You don't know which person will cook what food. They put it in front of you. They want you to taste it. And Bobby actually went. And the only mistake he made a mistake on the pickles because he used red wine vinegar instead of still vinegar. Beside that, his food was like basically perfect.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm just saying the chameau soup, UNESCO awarded that soup protected cultural heritage status.
Yes,
That's very important. So people, chameau,
yes, very important.
you gotta try it. Um, I'm just trying to say, I think I have a quote from you says, I want the world to remember our history. Was that you?
Yes, yes. Um, from different culture, every places that I visited around the world. For me being in Jamaica last week, when you walk in at the airport in Montego Bay, as soon as you make that left, first thing that hits you is jerk spice. Food got a way of talking to you. Smells, like your sense of smell. A lot of people, you find more blind people, more deaf people, but you not find that many people that don't have the sense of smell or taste. So when you walk into any room, you walk any down the streets, Popeye's got a style of doing things, and it's a marketing scheme they use. They put the ventilation right under the chicken fry. So whenever you're in a mile radius around Popeyes, you smell Popeyes. And it's a marketing thing. It's not because the smell of chicken is like unbearable, everybody love it. there's a science behind what they're doing. And I want Haitian food to be in that level because when you walk down the street, you walk by a Haitian restaurant, you smell the flavor. You could tell if you're used to Haitian food exactly what they're cooking. And I think that's the fastest way, the easiest way to change the narrative about Haitian culture. So we need to drive our food because people would never forget what they had. When they had great food, they'll tell you they don't remember nothing about the travel. They'll be like, yo, I went to that little French cafe in the corner of this, and I had this best croissant ever. Like I hear people traveling and talk about things like that. So for us to change the narrative, we don't have guns. We're not at war with anybody anymore. So we need to approach the world in a different way. Let's approach them with our biggest weapon, with our smile and like food.
Right. That's great. I told you this is right. Um, I'm just trying to think. I don't think here in the Baltimore area there's a Haitian restaurant. I'd have to look into it, but I'm definitely food curious to try some of this. I looked at it and I just want to try that jamu jamu.
Yes,
If
yes.
not, I will make it. I
I'll
will
send you
make
a
it.
recipe.
You know,
Then you could add up
tell,
whatever you like in there.
yeah. You know, interesting. This goes back to New Orleans. Why can't I think of her name? Um, Leah Chase. And I went to a lecture, and she said, and I don't think people revere celery the way that they did. And she said celery was a very important dish. Now, you know, New Orleans is Creole. It's the same thing. She said they would put the celery in a glass of water like a flower in the center of the
Yes,
table.
yes. And it's actually good for your colon, clean your system. It's good for a lot of things. So celery is a big part of like Haitian food actually, most things people don't understand. We have a weekly menu for Haitian food in our culture. And on top of it, it's not only food, it's actually medicine. Everything we cook is part of our healing, is part of our feeding our body. That's why we don't cook certain things certain type of day. There's certain things you're not supposed to eat too much of it. It breaks down your immune system sometimes. So when we cook certain things certain days, like when you have the soup jumeau on Sunday morning, it's like to replenish your cells, to hydrate you. Then chicken, we only cook chicken on Sundays. On Saturdays we do bouillon, which is like a stew. On Wednesday we do cornmeal with sawfish. Different days of the week we got different meals and different menu, and most people don't understand that. So when I go to a Haitian restaurant, especially I have a guy who freaking us all the time, and he's an older dude. He's like 82 years old, and he'll come in and say, "Yo, give me the dish of the day." So I had to go in the kitchen, and the guys were like, "Yo, we picking something." I was like, "Nope, today's Thursday." He wants lovey, boucané, which is grilled with fried plantain and pickles. So he want light food, like grilled food. So you got to make it on Thursday for him. Then he'll come on a Sunday, be like, okay, today's Sunday. You guys know what I want. Like he would never order from the menu. He knows we got everything, but he will tell you the dish of the day from Haiti. Then he'll tell you a story about Haiti.
That's great. I'm really enjoying this conversation, and it might go too long. So at this point, information about Chef Wesly will be coming up in the comments section. His website, Djon Djon, which is DJON, and the restaurant is in Brooklyn. And you can find him on Instagram, Wesly. That's that's WESLYJ Simon, and Djon on Instagram. So you can find him there. We have come to the time where I ask my final questions. So, what's the best advice you'd give your 18-year-old self? If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh man, I thought about this last week actually. Don't do nothing different.
Okay.
Don't do anything different. Basically, you get dealt a deck of cards, just play your hand. Because I played my hand. Because at 18, I was actually homeless. So I made it that far. So I wouldn't do anything different. Just
Okay.
trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Okay. What's the best bite you've had all week?
Ooh, Montego Bay. I had jerk chicken, and I had jerk chicken in 4 different parishes, and Montego Bay took the cake.
Okay. 2 things that are a must in your refrigerator.
Oh, must in my refrigerator. Coconut water, of course. Uh, and pickles. Because I
Okay.
could eat it with bread, I could eat it with anything.
Right. Okay. What was your ultimate culinary fail?
What was the question again? Fail or fail?
What what was your biggest cooking mistake? Your ultimate culinary fail?
I was 22. I applied for a hotel job, and I was so nervous cutting a melon. I cut the tip of my finger. I started bleeding on the table for the tryout.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a big fail because I wanted the job so bad as a
Yeah.
sous chef in the hotel.
If you wake up tomorrow with a new talent, what would that new talent be?
Mm, I can't even disclose this one because I'm moving back to Haiti. So I want to get involved in politics
Okay. All right.
just to help out the people. Another way of doing it.
Right. And my final question is, what didn't I ask you that I probably should have?
Mm, I really don't have one yet. I'm too
Well,
easy going. That's the problem.
is there anything else you want the listeners to know about you or
Well, the
Haitian
listeners,
food or
they probably can actually get a taste of Haitian food. We got different chefs that's doing different things. If you go online, we have the Djon Djon rice right now. One of our colleagues, Nader Shlomo, actually released a rice line. You could get it like Uncle Ben, and it's easy to cook. If you really want to try this. It's like all the flavors, all the spice is in the bag already. You could get it. This, I think, is a beautiful way of introducing Haitian food, like especially with the rice and the epis and the pickles. You can actually find it all over online. So I encourage people like me to use our recipe to try the food so it don't become foreign to you. So whatever you're seeing on TV, this is not our narrative. We actually are happy-go-lucky people, and we love to take care of each other. Beside that, if you're in the Brooklyn area, in New York area, please stop by. We are 1206 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, and the bar is at 1207 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And we opening a brewery in the next 3 months. So we're going to be brewing our own Haitian beers and Caribbean beer in Brooklyn, New York. So stay tuned. So we're
yeah,
opening a brewery.
yeah. So if they go to the Jean Jean website, they can link into those products you talked about.
Yes, they're going to link into all these products we talk about.
Okay,
Or
great.
they could follow me on Instagram. They'll find everything on Instagram.
Okay, and the Instagram is Jean, I'm
West,
doing it phonetically, only I
yeah,
know it's Jean Jean, DJON dot BK is the
yes.
Instagram, everybody.
And you'll find me under it. You could link into me. I'll be posting different things, what we're doing, and different culinary style of stuff.
Right, and that's his Instagram is Wesly WESLY Simon. Well, Wesly J Simon, it's been a
Yes.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
You helped advance my food knowledge, and
Thank you. Thank you.
hopefully people who watch will gain some more knowledge and desire to learn more about Haitian food. I thank you so much, and
Thank you for
to
having me.
a bright and prosperous 2025. May it be better than anything we expect, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you to the
Okay.
audience.
All right. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Next week's guest I was going to announce, but she just reached out to me and said, can I switch to another day? So I have no announcement right now to be positive who's going to be on next week. There will be a guest, that I can guarantee you. I am saddened by all that's happening in Los Angeles and the people that are losing their homes, the creatures in the woods that have no place to go. So, however you think to help people, do it, whether praying, whether sending donations, do what you can. That's all I ask. Um, all right. Feel free to reach out to me via my email, which is food@jmoreliving, or you can reach me on Instagram at Dara Cooks. And I have a Facebook page called The Food Enthusiast. You can find me there as well. You can sign up at jmoreliving.com for the free This Week in Baltimore Eating newsletter recipes, my shows, food news from the area. It's free, so go to jmoreliving.com, look up at the menu where it says connect, and fill out the form. All shows are immediately archived in video form on Jmore Living's Facebook page and jmoreliving.com. We truly appreciate when you share our show with friends and family. Feel free to go back into our archives and enjoy past shows. I hope to see you next week. We'll have a surprise guest for you. May your plates always, always remain full.